Question number 10, Sue Williams-Seo.
Mr. Speaker, my question is to the Prime Minister. Does he stand by his statement that he had not heard from any Pacific leaders following the allegations of GCSB mass surveillance within the Pacific, quote, and that will be because they understand completely that either things are sensationalised, fundamentally not true, or of no concern to them?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, yes.
Supplementary question, Sue Williams-Seo.
Has he picked up his phone and spoken to the Tongan Prime Minister, who declared publicly his discomfort about the allegations of spying by New Zealand on the Pacific?
Mr. Speaker.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, no.
Oh, just no. Supplementary question, Sue Williams-Seo.
Supplementary. Do New Zealand citizens in the Pacific, including Niueans, Cook Islands and Tokelauans, have the right to know whether their emails, text messages, phone calls and personal data is being gathered up by GCSB and passed on to the United States?
Speaker, the law is very clear when it comes to New Zealanders. And in fact, in open session today, I thought it was interesting that the acting director of GCSB made a number of things clear. Firstly, the level of information gathered by GCSB over the last 7 years that I've been Prime Minister is less than the level of information gathered in the previous 7 years by Helen Clark as Prime Minister. That the countries that might broadly have been places of interest have been consistent over that 14-year period, and that the level of oversight that now occurs with GCSB is much stronger under my government.
That's right.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Sue Williams-Seo.
Will the allegations of blanket surveillance of the Pacific have the potential to go as far as, and I quote, diplomatically damage New Zealand's reputation, as Professor Robert Patman of International Relations at Otago University pointed out last week?
Mr. Speaker,
right Honourable Prime Minister.
No, because if one looks at the public comments from countries involved, or countries at least that claimed in the articles, they are, as I believe I said earlier in the week, sensationalised, fundamentally true or of no concern. I'd strongly urge the member to have a high dose of scepticism of things he reads in these particular articles.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
A point of order, Sue Williams-Seo.
I know we've gone past the third question I asked, but it seems to me, as I've pondered on what the Prime Minister had said, the question was very straightforward. Do New Zealand citizens in the Pacific? And I don't think the Prime Minister actually answered that question.
The member should have perhaps raised it at that time, but if he has further supplementaries. Question number 11.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Sue Williams-Seo.
Supplementary. Does he think the revelations of spying in the Pacific will comfort Pacific communities now that they know there is at least one government agency listening to them?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the first point I'd make is GCSB and the government do not comment on particular countries where information may be collected, except to say that GCSB is a foreign intelligence service. But I go back to the comments made in open session today by the acting director that the level of information gathered by the GCSB in the 7 years I've been Prime Minister is less than the 7 years prior to that, and there's been no noticeable change of countries where information may be collected.
Question number 11, Brett Hudson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.